Everybody starts at the beginning on the left-hand side of our pay plan and works all the way up through. Everybody does the same thing, just like I did all those days back in June 1991. So the three things we do, number one is we share information about our product. Anytime, any place, anywhere. And there's all the ways that we can learn how to do that. I'm not going to go into that now. But if you share it with a few people, you'll have a few customers. If you share it with a lot, you'll get a lot of customers. That's it. It's not about becoming a fruit and vegetable or a Tower Garden tycoon. You only need a handful of customers and share the business with other people so that you have a group of partners, a team, if you like, all doing a little bit. It's about a lot of people doing a little bit. So the second thing is sharing information about our business and our business plan and all those things. And if you do that with a few people, you'll have a small group, a small team. If you do it with a lot of people, you'll end up with a bigger team. And the beautiful thing is there's no restriction to the number of customers you can have, no restriction to the number of distributors or partners you can have anywhere in the world, in all the countries that Lee showed us earlier. It's totally unlimited. Just be consistent and persistent and it will work. The third thing we do, and this to me is the one that I was teachable and I caught on to right at the beginning, is that if you learn how to promote and attend and get people to events, this is an event. A coffee shop event is an event. Something in a big convention center is an event. There's all kinds of events. A hot tub party is an event. We take people out on the boat and cruising around and share what we do. Everything is an event. But here's the bit that most people miss. It's not about just going to the events. It's about bringing people to the events. Why? Because even if you have the knowledge and you're fantastic at sharing the product or sharing the business information, it's the stranger is the expert. If I was to take Stephen to an event and somebody else is the expert, somebody else is sharing that knowledge, even though I know it myself, two things happen. The stranger is the expert. I can just shut up and at the end of it go, well, do you see anything in it for you? Much better relationship. And Stephen can ask me as many questions as he wants afterwards. But the best part is Stephen knows he doesn't have to know everything. He can take somebody to an event and do exactly the same thing over and over again. So share the product, share the business, and promote, attend, and take people to events. Now, that has not changed. The way that we do it, the technology, brochures, goodness, we used to have cassette tapes when we started. Then we went to DVDs. Then we went online. It doesn't matter what the tools are. The system, the concept is exactly the same. Do it a little bit, do it often and frequently, and be persistently. And I've just got a couple of minutes left, so if you can learn how to do those things, it works really well. Events are key. It absolutely is key. Learn how to work it backwards. If you want to build a business of a certain size, pick an event further down the line, whether it's a product and event, or if you want to build a large team, maybe it's a conference in Anaheim next spring. And then work it backwards. What do you need to do to get the people in place on each of the steps leading up to that? You know, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. It's very, very simple. Anything that's going to be successful, you have to have a plan. You know, people who want to be successful in the Olympics, how many years have they had to train? You know, sweat and tears and all of those things. Do you think they worried about failing when they were doing all the sports to go in the Olympics? Of course not. Don't compare yourself to others. That will kill you in our business. It's not about how fast somebody else moves. It's not about any of that. It's about, well, there's two ways to fail. Never start and quit. Oh, by the way, the lady that drove me to that event, I got to sales coordinator in 6 weeks. Not that it was about me. She decided she didn't like it and was a bit jealous, I suppose, and decided to hand her $52 back and resign from the company. Took me 9 years after that point to become a national marketing director. Do you think it would have been worth you waiting for someone in your team for 9 years to become a national marketing director? I was a national marketing director for 10 years before Sandy, who you're going to hear from in a moment, joined our team. 10 years later. So consistency, persistency, and never, ever quit. Be a product of the product. We love the products. We take all of the products. We always have. We absolutely love Tower Gardens. We've got 4 of them, 2 outside, 1 in a greenhouse with tomatoes, and 1 indoors. Be a product of the product. Then people buy people long before they buy your product or service. If they know that you're a product of the product and they're buying you, then it's just a natural progression. And as I said before, never, ever, ever quit. So I hope that's of service to you. I'm just over 12 minutes there. All I can say to you is it worth it? You betcha. We're not going to make income claims. And, you know, it's not about becoming a gazillionaire. It's about the things that it allows you to do that are above and beyond. What I can tell you is that a couple of years ago, my mom was fortunate enough to visit us over from England. She's not been able to come, obviously, in the last year and a half. So looking forward to that. When she sat on the chair overlooking the lake, we have a beautiful view, and she sat there and, you know, I don't want to get emotional here, but this is the truth. We had a rather interesting relationship over the years because obviously I was in the military for so long, and then I moved to Canada. She's in England. But she sat on the deck with a cup of coffee in this chair. I swear she had coffee in the morning. She fell asleep in the afternoon with a glass of Chardonnay and then sat there at night when the sun went down. She loved sitting on that chair. And she turned around to me. I was cleaning the pool. And she said, you know, Mark, I wish her mum, my gran, was alive today because she'd be very proud of what you've done. We like choke up. So anyway, this is life-changing. It's so worth it. Congratulations for being on the call. And I challenge you. You can, if you've been around a while, you can fire yourself